Welcome back to my channel, Daddy Time in the Kitchen, and today I'm making some Tuscan chicken with linguine. This is a very flavorful dish and guaranteed to be a family favorite. Okay, for the seasonings, I'm using some chopped up bacon. I have about 3 thick cut pieces that I've chopped up, some parsley, and that's fresh from the garden, about a tablespoon of butter, some minced garlic, some grated parmesan cheese. I also have about 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, about a half a can of crushed tomatoes, some seasoned salt, some complete seasoning, some adobo seasoning, as well as some parsley flakes for the garnish. I've already seasoned my chicken and I've used the adobo seasoning as well as complete seasoning for that. I have some fresh spinach, about a half of onion that's been chopped and diced, and also my linguine. All right, let's go ahead and get started. For this first step, I'm just going to go ahead and get this bacon, start frying this up and get this nice and crispy, because what it's going to do is it's going to just add a very nice flavor to the chicken and to the entire dish. There's nothing like bacon, and you can see right now it's nice and crispy, but it's also left behind some bacon fat, which is going to serve as a nice flavor to the dish. So I've dropped in my butter, and now I'm going to brown my chicken, and the chicken is picking up the fat from the bacon, so all of that flavor as well as the flavor that the butter gives off. So I'm just going to go ahead and just brown these up nicely, and then I'm going to take them out and add the other ingredients. So right now the chicken is starting to take on a nice color, and I wish you could just smell the amazing aroma that's coming from this chicken. It's taken on, again, all of those flavors from the bacon fat that was left behind, the bacon grease, as well as the butter that I put in there. So there's just an amazing smell. So right now it's brown to my liking and it's done. So I'm just going to take them out and put the chicken aside while I add the next ingredient. So right now you can see there's a lot of flavor that's been left behind from the bacon cooking, the butter that's been added, and as well as the chicken. So now I'm going to just add in my diced onions and let those simmer a little bit until they get translucent in color. Alright, so next up is the garlic, and I'm going to again put this in with the onions and let those flavors merge together. Now I'm adding my heavy whipping cream, and I have my stove on about a medium right now because I do want this to simmer for a few minutes. Right now I'm adding my crushed tomatoes. So I'm just adding all of the remaining ingredients, and I'm going to give them time again just to simmer and merge together with all of those flavors. Next up is the grated Parmesan cheese that I'm going to add. And that was about a cup of Parmesan cheese that I've added. This is fresh parsley. Again, it's so fresh. I picked it from the garden right before I put it in the pot. I just chopped it up and washed it. Right now I have some spinach, and that's about 2 cups of spinach. I just chopped the stems off of the end of that. And I'm just going to cook this down, trying to get the spinach leaves covered nicely so that they can begin to just merge with those flavors and wilt down a little bit as well. So the next ingredient that I'm going to add back to the pot is the chicken that I previously browned earlier. And just give that a quick nice stir and get that mixed with some of those other flavors. Right now I have the crushed tomatoes in there, I have my spinach, I have the onions, I have the chicken and garlic, as well as the heavy whipping cream. The Parmesan, grated Parmesan is also in there, so all of those flavors are mixing nicely together. I've also just added back the bacon that was previously fried at the beginning of the video. So right now I'm just going to give this time to simmer, and I'm adding just a little bit of seasoned salt in the pot just to give it some added flavor. So I'm going to eventually put the top back on, let it simmer for a few minutes, allow all of those flavors to marry and get to know one another. So I'll be back in a few. So this is how it looks at this moment. I have turned the pot off and I'm letting all of those ingredients sort of rest at this point while my linguine is boiling in the pot. Just look at the richness of the flavors. It really is very eye-appealing, and I thoroughly enjoyed making this dish, and I was very pleased with the outcome. It's very rich, very creamy, and just full of awesome flavors. And my family enjoyed it as well. So I just plated it over a bed of linguine along with some bread. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Daddy time in the kitchen is done. Be blessed and have a great day.